So we are going to start our conversation with a few definitions, okay? The first being appreciation, which is recognition and enjoyment of the good qualities of someone or something, sensitive understanding of the aesthetic value of something, okay? Recognition, sensitive understanding of the aesthetic value of something. So appreciation would look something like this. I like your hair. Your hair looks pretty. You look cute today. Or just you look cute. Okay? Okay. Now, appropriation is the action of taking something for someone's own use, typically without the owner's permission. An example of appropriation is wearing dreadlocks when you're not black, or wearing a headdress when you are not indigenous. Now that we've gotten the definitions out of the way, it's story time, okay? And the story begins with, I was on my way to drag brunch. I can't remember what the drag brunch was, but it must have been like one of my favorites because I was wearing my Black Power afro. And I ran into my upstairs neighbor. She is white, young and white, okay? And she says to me, why can't I wear an afro? I wish I can wear an afro. And she said anybody should be able to wear whatever they want in their hair. And I said, you are in a position to say so because white people run this country. I then explained to her that there is a reason why it's called cultural appropriation when we say things like, you cannot wear an afro, you cannot wear dreads, aside from the fact that your hair doesn't dread, nor does it lock, but that's a separate conversation. When we say things like, you cannot wear cornrows, there's a reason for these things. That reason is that they have significant value and meaning within the Black community. Now, these are hairstyles that predate us. These are hairstyles that were passed down generation to generation to generation to generation. I remember, and I'm sure a lot of Black women remember, sitting down on the floor in front of their mothers at least one day a week. Usually it was on Saturdays, but we would sit down in front of our moms and get our hair done. And then we turned around and did the exact same thing to our daughters. So even aside from the cultural significance, it is a time-honored tradition. Yes, because my daughter, even though she doesn't have girls, she's got boys, my daughter does that to my grandsons. At least one day a week. She is braiding or locking their hair. She refuses to cut their hair, and I wholeheartedly agree with that decision. Do not cut my baby's hair. But I digress, okay? Now, as I was saying, they have significant value and meaning within the Black community. It's not just a protective hairstyle, okay? And like I had mentioned, this goes back so far back, it goes back to the Black women who were stolen, let's use the word correctly, stolen from Africa. And these Black women brought these hairstyles with them as they were sold into slavery. Now I know you're asking yourself, well, what kind of meaning, what kind of cultural significance? Let me break it down for you. Braids and other intricate hairstyles, like the ones you see Black women wear, they were historically worn to signify marital status, age, religion, wealth, and rank in society. You come over to the United States of America, your slaves would cornrow their hair to map escape routes. They would braid their hair in patterns that resembled roads to travel or roads to avoid. So we weren't just braiding our hair to be braiding our hair. We weren't just cornrowing our hair to be cornrowing our hair. There was significance. There was a reason for it. Like I said, it's not just fashion. There is meaning behind our hair. There's meaning behind the afro that I wear. I don't wear it because I look cute in it. I wear it because it reminds me of a time in history when James Brown sang, "I'm black and I'm proud." I wear it because even to this day, afros are a political statement. Something that says I will not conform to the Eurocentric ideas of beauty. In contrast, y'all want to wear it for fashion. Y'all want to wear it to be trendy. It's like a Halloween costume that you can put on and take off. When you've got people like Kim Kardashian popping up with box braids, acting as though she herself was the one who came up with it, her and her hairdresser. Not giving any recognition, not giving any homage to the black women that she stole this hairstyle from. That's a problem. It's a problem when my hair is considered unprofessional when I go to work or when I apply for a job. But you can get you can get a job in box braids. I cannot. On me, regardless of how my hair is styled, unless it's straight or those teeny tiny braids that you could pull up into a bun and makes it look like it's straight hair, unless it looks like that, I'm considered unprofessional. Unless it looks like that, I'm considered not cute. And we all know that I am. Our hair can walk down the runways of Fashion Week and be considered trendy. There's something to be said about the fact that laws have to be passed so that we can wear our hair as it grows out of our head, as it naturally grows out of our head. There's got to be laws that say, one, we can do it, and two, that we cannot be penalized for it. That little boys would not have to choose between a wrestling championship and cutting off their dreads. That little girls are not sent home because their hair is in cornrows. It's considered unkempt. Now, mind you, a lot of schools are like, your hair has to be neat and tidy. So we do neat and tidy for our hair, and it's still considered unacceptable. And black people are not the only ones having their culture appropriated. I'm immediately thinking of Kim Kardashian, a repeat offender, who tried to name her shapewear kimono. Didn't research it, didn't look into it, didn't come to understand the significance of the kimono, did not realize that it's not an outfit, it's not for fashion, it's not a costume. It has significant cultural meaning. But she didn't take the time to learn. And this is assuming that if she did learn, she would have changed the name long before introducing it to the public. I'm thinking about young white girls walking up and down Coachella wearing the sacred headdresses of our indigenous brothers and sisters. Like it's a costume. The amount of privilege and audacity it takes to take someone's culture and make a mockery out of it is disrespectful and insulting. It's only a passing fancy to you, something that will be replaced by something else. And it's probably going to be replaced by something that you appropriated from somebody else's culture.